It's the first round of the second fight of the evening. It's an 8-rounder between Juergen Uldedaj, the Albanian based in Germany, versus Benoit Huber, the Swiss 36-year-old. Like I said in the ring walk, he's game. He can punch. 6 KOs on his record, but it does, you can see already, carry that lead hand low. And what I've seen in the past from Uldedaj, he does like that right hand. He follows it up with a left hook, so he's dangerous. You can see him aggressive on the front foot, always stalking his opponents, cuts the ring off well. Could be in for a treat with this contest.
But in Huber here, Uldedaj's got a guy who's tricky, awkward, uses that jab really well, and does fight back under pressure, as you've seen against Mikhail Laul, of course, when he came over here last time. And even though he got stopped, he was on his feet and he's protested against that. So I think Uldedaj has to keep moving ahead when he's coming forward, and just just look a bit smarter with the attacks of what I've seen in the past from him.
Yeah, Huber's trying to fight at a good distance because he's a taller guy, but he just has his chin in the air, as you see right there. Benoit caught him, but he has his chin in the air, and I think Benoit is going to really surprise him because he can fight southpaw, orthodox. He's just a very talented guy, and he has power in both hands. I've seen him get knockdowns with both hands, both stances.
I think variation with the movement's key. Can't be moving to the left constantly with that low lead hand. And Uldedaj favouring that right hand. It's important that, he does mix up the variation. This one, labelled as a heavyweight contest, but both majority campaigning in the cruiserweight division.
Huber weighed on the limit, and Uldedaj was 3 pounds over the cruiserweight limit, so I think it's a cruiserweight fight with a lovely right hand there from Huber.
And he can punch Huber. Very sharp, accurate.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Uldedaj to just do a couple of more feints, to get past that jab, to get inside. Because that jab is pretty sharp from Huber.
Yeah, when Uldedaj, he throws the jab with intent, Uldedaj, but he keeps that front foot out there, which means he can't step back. So once he commits to that jab, he's over the front foot. And then he's pretty much, if he doesn't get it right, he's at the mercy then of what's going to come back from Huber.
Yeah, very economical, doesn't waste much, Uldedaj. But you're right, guys, he does need to draw out that lead of Huber. He does have a knack, he knows exactly what he's doing. Very, very comfortable on the back foot. Really does try to frustrate opponents. That was a good left hook on the back foot from Uldedaj. A little step back out of range. Very accurate with the shot.
Thank you. Put your leg down. Listen, hold on. 1 point. Okay, just concentrate. I need more work from you. You feel his rhythm now. Don't let him build up a rhythm, okay? Anything he does, answer it. You lead. Don't let him lead. Most of the time, I want you to lead. You understand me? Yeah, don't wait, okay? We're waiting too long. All right, you're doing the right thing. Your shots are accurate, but don't give him any rhythm. Do you understand me? Goodbye.
Yep, sound advice from Don Charles there. Don't wait. Rise with the tempo. Be busy. Can't allow someone like Benoit Huber to get into a rhythm. But here we go into the second round. Let's see if the Albanian can up the tempo and make things difficult for Huber.
It's what Barak said earlier on. The feint is what's going to get him in. The feint is what's going to draw the lead of Huber. And then once he makes a mistake, then you can counter off that. Then you can be active.
And Uldedaj stalking his man. Oh, right hand. That was lovely. Took his head off the line. Straight down the middle. He took it well, Huber. I think it was as flush as he was hoping, Uldedaj, but nonetheless he took it well. Huber, he's backed into the blue corner, does the right thing, just creeps forward, working away to the body. Got to get that chin down, Huber, carrying it very high at the minute.
Darren, is it just me, or did maybe both corners said the same thing? Because Uber came with that same ferocity that Juergen's corner asked him to come with.
Yeah, I think you'll agree, Barry. You've got to sometimes stop your opponent in the track, and if you're constantly on the back foot and inviting on pressure, it just gives your opponent that little bit of edge, that little bit of fire to push forward.
Well, look, there's no real thought behind Uber's work except stay busy, and that just stops Uldedaj from working. I think that's his whole ethos here. Stay busy, just try and pick him off, but just more importantly, don't allow Uldedaj just to set up any attacks.
Good head movement from Uldedaj. Just stepping in with a long left hook, just missing with the right hand. Needs to keep that chin down very high from Huber. Just leaning back on the ropes. Has to be careful. Good jab to the body from Uldedaj.
He throws that jab to the body. There's a right hand over the top there, isn't there? He throws that jab to the body, then what are you going to do? Tip that head over to the left and wing that right hand over the top.
Yeah, so far, Uldedaj has just been missing with that right hand. Now, he's been landing it, but it's not flush because he just needs to get a little bit closer.
Oh, that was good. He gave the eyes to the body then, Uldedaj.
Look into the crowd there from Huber, who trying to make out he wasn't worried about that right hand, but it's a fantastic shot from Uldedaj. But again, needs to get a little bit busy now, a little injection of pace into his work.
Yeah, opting for the single shots, Uldedaj, with maybe some combination punching, 2s, 3s and go again. But some good shot picking nonetheless. That right hand to the body then. The one upstairs was really, really eye-catching. Beautiful work from the Albanian.
I didn't know Roy Jones was fighting tonight.
That's a great right hand, isn't it, there from Uldedaj. There again, just taking that head over to the side as well, just getting a little bit more weight on the shot. And he landed with some good shots, but he just needs to be a little bit more active. You know, once he lands with a good shot there's a follow-up attack, and he's not really quite doing it. So he's looking for the spots, looking for the tag, but he can just create a little bit more work, I would feel. But apart from that, it was a good little round for him. Uber is tricky, awkward, trying to play those psychological games by little kidology here and there, but ultimately a little bit outgunned in that round.
Keep alternating it. Sometimes stab it down, sometimes take it.
Few fans starting to take their seats. But later on this place, let me tell you, Barack, the roof is going to come off of this O2, no doubt.
I definitely heard, and I can't front. Last round, it kind of sounded like there was maybe a couple thousand people already here.
He's well supported, Uldedaj. They come out in their thousands. Not as many as I've seen before, but certainly does have a solid fan base. But here we go into this third round. See the tall figure of Benoit Huber. Good right hand there. Credit to the Swiss fighter. He does try and hold the centre of the ring at the start of the round, but as it starts creeping away, Uldedaj starts to move forward and push his man back, but good movement side to side from Huber, trying to make it difficult. I think the shots to the body and work back upstairs from Uldedaj would probably be a better kind of tactic. Just missing sometimes with the headshots. But I think that the common theme between us would be that the feint is missing.
Yeah, and also, you know, that's close in the distance. He's walking up onto Uber. He's not worried about Uber doesn't carry the power to trouble him, you don't feel. Good that hook there from Uldedaj. But just, sometimes he's just waiting a little bit too long till his punches go. That's all it is. Just being overly, just too economical, I would feel.
Where does the frustration set in, Barry, when your corner's telling you something to do, but it's a little bit harder? It's a little bit harder than, you know, what they're saying.
It's having that trust, isn't it? That what they tell you is the right thing. Sometimes you try something and you get caught, and you think, I'm not doing that, and your whole body's like, I'm not going to do that again. So you have to believe in them. But you got have confidence in yourself, but you also have to find in the same mold of what they've told you, but a different way sometimes. You have to think on your feet. You have to adapt.
It's a good work inside by Uldedaj when he had his man backed into the red corner. Right hand to the body, followed by the left hook upstairs. Just needs to close that gap. This is where the fight for Huber wants to take place, where he's got his man at arm's length. So it's down to Uldedaj to close that gap, make life uncomfortable for the Swissman.
This is the position where that double jab works, because Huber's doing those little fidgety movements and just making you just a little bit tentative to want to commit to an attack. You double jab and you stab with that front foot. It puts him on pressure straight away, pushes him back, and then you can go to work.
Also, a straight jab to the body. Stop him from moving around so much. Get him to have reset. Instead of him making you reset all the time. Great counter.
Yeah, good right hand. Did end that third round. By Uldedaj. Benoit Huber is enjoying himself. He's playing up to the crowd.
Allez, respire. Allez, tu te promènes. T'es au bord du rôle. Tout de suite, tout de suite, tout de suite. À fond, encore, force, expiration. Oui, encore à fond. Allez, à fond.
Not because of what he's doing, it's because of what you're not doing. Yeah? We need to stay busy here. You hear me? Good man.
Mieux le round, le cas. Beaucoup mieux, hein, beaucoup mieux, Buzz. Attention, il lui dit de faire des enchaînements et de travailler le contre-ventre. Ouais. D'accord. Les mains bien haut, il est tout petit, il n'arrive pas à toucher, il est tout petit, ok? Hein? Tu fais ta force, ok? Concentré, Buzz, d'accord? Concentré, donne-lui pas de l'occasion, prends tous les points.
Round 4.
Well, into the fourth round we go, and there was some big, huge, deep breaths from Benoit Huber in that red corner. He's moved an awful lot. I mean, I don't think he's had too much to worry about as far as shots are concerned. There's been some good right hands, some good work from Uldedaj, but the tempo has been quite manageable for Huber as he's backed into that neutral corner. Just moves away now to his left. Again, carrying that chin very high. Like you say, Bragg, I'm surprised that the straight shots to the body, that jab in particular, hasn't been used more. Change the levels with the shots and fire back upstairs. Again, stalking his man, Uldedaj, but Huber looking more than comfortable on the back foot, Barry.
No, he is, and I just think you have to stop that movement. Hit me on the back there. Just needs to stop that movement. That's just cutting the ring off with the feet. As Barack already mentioned the first round, that's pretty much from the first bell. That the feint's gonna work, gonna be a good weapon if you use it correctly.
Bit scrappy in that neutral corner. Both men letting their hands go, but nothing of note landing. Again, good aggression on the front foot for Uldedaj, but it's just a lack of tempo in the work. Oh, good left to the body, slipped on the outside of the right hand, landed that left to the body just round the elbow of Huber. But again, the Swiss man not troubled by the shot.
Let's hustle, let's hustle. Let's hustle, baby.
Good. You know what I think it is? The body is open and the body is the way in. But that chin in the air like that is like a dangling on a carrot, for a rabbit. So I think that's why Uldedaj is just going for it so much.
But what you said, though, if he jabs to that chest and that stops the movement, then there's nothing to worry about. The chin's in the air and it's a free shot.
Well, let's talk a little louder. Maybe he'll hear. I don't know.
Off that line and watch.
Move your feet.
Hold your ground, yoke. Hold your ground.
Benoit Huber fighting out of Sion, Switzerland, so not sure how great his English is, Barack, but I'm hoping he can hear us. He just lands a lovely right hand as Uldedaj moves forward. The Albanian takes it well.
He's doing a little better now. He's doing a little better from the southpaw stance. Maybe that was the difference. Uldedaj.
Twos and threes. Come on, you can do this. Off that line, head off that line.
Yeah, switching to southpaw.
just waiting too long there. He got caught there because he's in the position that his hands go, and he's waiting for the perfect shot. Oh, good right hook there from him, though.
That was a nice short right hook, just missing with that long left hand over the top. Another frustrating round, you could say, for Juergen Uldedaj. You can see he's desperate to get the finish, he's desperate to hurt his man. But it's been the movement from Huber that's frustrated the Albanian. Nice left to the body there, Barry.
Yeah, and Uldedaj landed some good shots, but Huber was more mobile in that round, I felt, and kept moving. Then his hands go, certainly in the early part of the round, was quite active with the shots, and just made it a bit of a frustrating 3 minutes there for Uldedaj.
I need more jab, brother. Yeah? I need more jab, you hear me? Because then she will score me.
Tu veux cracher? Non. C'est tout bien, concentré. Concentré. C'est très bien, il commence à être marqué. Lâche rien, lâche rien.
So into the 5th round we go. Juergen Uldedaj in the purple shorts versus Benoit Huber in the black. Shaven head of Huber. Moved a lot. He looked for his own shots, like we said before. Does have 6 KO victories on the record, but he hasn't hurt Uldedaj. I guess you could say, on the flip side, though he has landed some shots, Uldedaj, the best shots of the contest, as we see there, the right hand. But Huber's always managed to take the sting out of the shot, take the power out of the shot. There's a lovely left hook from Uldedaj. Good action at the start of this 5th round.
It's been more of a positive start here from Uldedaj. Again, he hasn't got the fastest feet, so it's not. I think we talked about him getting to the distance, the target quicker. Just don't think that's not in his makeup. But still, a little bit more intent in his work to close the gap. And then when you get in the position, just let your hands go. Don't load up on every shot.
Lovely long left hook on the right hand. Good work from Uldedaj now. Followed up again with the right hand. Back comes Huber with the right hand. That's better tempo, Barack.
Absolutely. I think when Benoit, stoops down like he has bends his knees, he's coming down a little bit lower and then making it a little bit easier for Uldedaj to come in there. But he's just being first like his corner is telling him. And now he switched back to the southpaw stance. He had some success last round. I think it makes sense to stay in southpaw stance.
Because sometimes you'll wait for the perfect shot, but quite often you should just hit something.
Yes.
You don't have a glove, you hit something. That puts the opponent under pressure and gives you a satisfaction that things are working for you. In the end, gaps will appear.
Yeah, having success with that long left hand. Just as I say that, he misses to the body, but that left hand upstairs seems to be working. Some alley shuffles coming from Huber now. Playing up to the crowd. Nice left to the body there, straight down the middle from Uldedaj. Uldedaj saying he's hurt. Doesn't look hurt to me.
Put the pressure on. He's hurt, they'll put the pressure on now.
Yeah, if he's hurt, Huber, he's not showing it at all. Referee Howard Foster just telling Huber to keep quiet. Lots of talking going on in there.
I can never understand that. It's a fight. Why does the referee care if they're talking? Hey, stop saying bad words, guys. Just punch each other in the face. Okay.
Yeah, much better round there, wasn't it, for Uldedaj? Starting to get some success with those punches. A lovely left hook. Switch southpaw every now and again as well there, and some success with that. And I don't think that Huber has ever been really hurt. I think just increased pressure, and he might get some more success and some more joy out of this fight here.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, the better boxer, the better boxing of the two has come from Uldedaj. I guess the slight frustration we have is just going through the gears a little bit more. I think it's down to him to make Huber feel uncomfortable and try and get him to almost quit, if you like. But here we are into round 6 of this 8-rounder. And again, as he has most of the fight at the start of the round, Huber comes to the centre of the ring, lets his hands go. I feel he'd like to sustain that, but Huber just starts to creep forward. He's the naturally stronger out of the two. He's the bigger puncher out of the two as well, and Benoit Huber just sort of goes into retreat mode, but holding the centre of the ring now.
For a moment, Uldedaj was looking like Canelo in there. You know, the way he stalks you down and then his little bit of head movement. I think if he did a little bit more head movement, he'd be able to get inside.
He does rock back and forth, but doesn't he, like Canelo?
Just like Canelo.
You miss, yeah, but actually you can do that little right-hand counter.
I'm sure he'll thank you for that compliment.
That's the last. That's the last one of our comparing to Canelo.
First and last.
He's not hitting you.
Yeah, creeping forward again, Uldedaj. Just needs to be a bit sharp on the feet, just missing with that left hook, but drops downstairs with a jab to the body. And again, Benoit Huber playing up to the crowd.
There's the feint. There you go, Barack. You asked for it like 5.5 rounds ago, but there we go.
Good work down the middle there from Huber. 1-2 down, but then there's pressure again from Uldedaj, creeping forward, backing Huber into the red corner and letting his hands go. But again, the Swiss man does well to cover up and take the sting out of the shots, move into his right. Sorry, his left, and just avoiding that right hand from Uldedaj.
I tell you what's quite visible in this round is that Uldedaj is seeing what's coming there from Huber. He's been able to read it quite easily. He's not getting caught with any silly shots, and he's sitting in the pocket and quite comfortable there.
Okay, here comes another reference, and I'm sorry for this, but Canelo versus Plant, right? Plant was frustrating him because he couldn't really land that right overhand right like Uldedaj is trying to do as well. But then Canelo went to the body. Canelo went to the body with the left hooks, and that's something Uldedaj needs to do.
Variation.
Waiting too long, Juergen. Juergen, waiting too long.
Good work from Huber, taking on the gloves of Uldedaj, but pushing the Albanian back. But back comes Uldedaj, right hand. Nice left hook again.
Uldedaj did all the stalking in that early part of the round and was boxing quite well, and then gave away the space and gave Huber a bit of confidence, and that gives him a second win, acceleration in his work, and he sort of lost the momentum a little bit.
The end of the 6th, then similar to most of the rounds. The pattern has been quite similar throughout. A lot of movement from Huber. Held his ground a little bit more in that round, but the stronger Uldedaj started pushing his man back. Missing with the right hand numerous times, but the better work coming from the Albanian. And here is Zizou, the Saudi fighter, based out now in America with Buddy McGurk. Been on 2 big cards.
I was ringside actually in Saudi when he got that knockout. It was a really good shot, and a lot of pressure on him there, to be fair. There was a lot of crowd there willing him on, who was representing his country. It was a big deal, and he showed plenty of confidence.
Yeah, and in that second fight, he was dropped in the first round and come back and got the win. Very bright man. He's got a great story, and he'll be up in a couple of fights' time. But back to this one we go. 7th round of this 8th rounder. Juergen Uldedaj in the purple shorts. He's been stalking his man, but he's been frustrated throughout this contest. He has landed some very good shots, notably the right hand and the little short left hook as Huber comes forward with that chin high, but the Swiss man with a shaven head has has played his part in this. He's played up to the crowd. He's moved. He's tried his best, and he has succeeded in frustrating Uldedaj at times. And has landed some decent shots. The 1-2 down the middle have been good, but just hasn't troubled Uldedaj at all and hasn't been able to stop him in his tracks.
It's a good learning fight for him, though, because you got to fight different styles. You want to be, are you cope with that frustration mentally, of course, and are you learning? And they'll be able to look at his tape and say, you should have put your foot here. That was when you should have thrown that shot. That was good. You need to maintain that, and so there's lots of things you can work on. So as learning fights go in, this is a nice little workout for them.
Yeah, under the bright lights. Got some fans in attendance, and yeah, like you say, been learning with every second of every round that goes by. Very awkward, just missing with that left again. Out the southpaw stance, Uldedaj.
I think he caught him with the shot, but I think his glove was opened a little bit. I think he caught him with the fingers rather than the knuckle part of the glove.
I think this is Ubah's best round so far. He's landed most of the shots.
Yeah, Uldedaj just switching back to the orthodox stance. Again, I mean, plenty of front foot pressure, but just struggling to put the shots together. Like I say, he has played his part, Uber, really has. He really has been awkward, landed some good shots, a big cuff in right hand, around the side of that left hand of Uldedaj.
Having a really good round, isn't he? Gotta be honest. Stayed out of trouble here, landing with shots from range. They're clear shots to score.
Like, if I'm honest, I didn't think he'd have this much in the tank. After he sat down after the second round, he was breathing very heavy. So credit to Uber. He's obviously got himself in good shape to fight the way he has. Plenty of movement and still firing the shots out in this 7th round. Definitely.
Yeah, good work from him. That's good work.
Definitely the best round for Uber, without a shadow of a doubt.
Barry, is there any possibility that Ubah's winning this fight? On the judges' score?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. I just think aggression shouldn't be the be-all and end-all. I do think the quality of the work for most of the fight has come from they do. But I would also say, Uldedaj, I should say, but I would say that maybe the busier fight has been Uber. There's an argument there, but I think some of those rounds they've been touching the target. And I think that might be the difference.
Maintenant, tu te protèges. Tu te protèges, il va essayer de contrer fort. D'accord. Tu joues en contre.
Last round.
Tu te protèges, et là tu vas prendre les points. Et tu lâches bien. Là tu donnes tout.
Convincingly. I know we're going to. Right?
Ouais, fais pas la pression là.
Okay, come on.
And again, to put in the pressure with the feet, but not active enough with the hands. And Uldedaj, Uber's allowed to let his hands go, punches way out of the corner. That's what we want to see when the fighter's under pressure. And he was busy in that round. But Brack mentioned it earlier in the fight, in the round, he's having a good round, and that was certainly for me his best round.
Yeah, it's been an interesting contest for sure.
And final round.
It's been an awkward night's work for Uldedaj. I don't think he was expecting it to be as tricky as this, but huge credit to Benoit Huber going into this 8th round. He's made life extremely difficult. He's landed some good shots of his own. He's never troubled Uldedaj, but the same could be said for Uldedaj. Not really hurt Huber. As I say that, he lands a lovely left hook though, just misses with the right hand over the top as well. But it has been the difference in quality, certainly the execution of the shots from the Albanian, creeping forward again. He wants to finish the fight strongly. It was a good round by Huber, that 7th round.
Stay with me. Move your head, Jürgen. Stay with me, Jürgen. Stay with me. Guarantee you touch the body, Jürgen.
You can't take any chances. You've got to put your foot in the pedal now. You've got to be busy. You've got to work. Again, he's in the position to throw. And just waiting for that perfect shot, isn't he, Brad?
Yeah, exactly. And I think the answer is in the left hand, whether it's a jab or it's a left hook, because Uber is just so concerned about that right hand.
I'll tell you something, Uber wins this round though. You know what I mean? All of a sudden you're thinking, oh, there's a couple of rounds out there, but we're relatively close.
I agree. I think it's the difference is in severity of the punches.
Yeah.
You know, so Uber punches, he does a lot of arm punching, and Uldedaj is really sitting down on his shots.
Yeah, he punches right through the target, to be fair to, but he waits too long to set it up.
Uber just trying to creep forward, poking out that jab. Juergen trying to look for that right hand. He does to the body there. Straight down the solar plexus of Uber, but again, the Swiss man not hurt. Creeps forward with a lovely jab, stiff jab. We haven't seen much of that really, have we, the jab?
No.
Certainly not variation with the shot anyway from Uldedaj. We've seen there when it can be quite frustrating when he does commit to the shot, he does throw it properly. It's a lovely shot.
Yeah. I think Uber is just, he's showboating, but he's very, very tired right now. This is when Uldedaj should turn it up.
Yeah, 45 seconds to go in the final round. Bravely letting his hands go again, Uber.
He's having a great round, I think.
Yeah, last 2 rounds.
When 8 seconds go by and you don't throw a punch, I mean, come on, Uldedaj.
Certainly when you're in the position, you put yourself in the position to throw it, you move your feet in the right place.
There's a nice left hook from the Swiss man there, Uber. Beautiful shot. He took it well, Uldedaj.
We haven't seen too much of this, right? Holding.
No.
Now the action's flowed. Gone one way and the other. Like I said before, Uber's frustrated Uldedaj, who's been on the front foot. He's crept forward. He's been the physically stronger out of the two. He's landed the better shots, but the Swiss man was in there. He played his part. Constantly moving one way and the other. He switched, he played up to the crowd. You can see him there, he's still got a spring in his step. At the end of that 8 rounds, he was certainly feeling the pace, no doubt about it. But like you said, Barry, for Uldedaj, this is a massive learning fight.
It is, and and he might get the nod here, but I think it's been closer for comfort than it should have been, you would feel. And only because he was making the right movements to let his hands go and just not committing to the attacks. There's a bit of a lack of acceleration of pace in his work, and so you can see what he can do good stuff, but his willingness or his unwillingness to want to throw in combinations maybe might get him in trouble, and certainly further on down the line will certainly get him in trouble. He throws good shots, he has good weight in his punches, he moves the head quite well when he moves the head, but you have to be busy.
Yeah, I mean, there's an awful lot to work with if your team Uldedaj. He's solid. He's got every punch in his artillery. He's naturally aggressive, physically strong. He's got that fan base, like I say. So a lot to work with if you're Don Charles and the rest of the team. You would have learned an awful lot from that contest. Be interested to hear this decision here. Our MC, David Diamante, is ready. He has the final decision. So let's hear from the MC, David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds here at the O2 Arena, we go to referee Howard Foster's scorecard. It reads 77-75 for your winner, Benoit El Gato Negro Huber.
There you have it. Benoit Huber spent most of the time on the back foot.